Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome. You've made it to the end of the week. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself a gold star because you're great. So, I'm Claire Jones. If we haven't already met, I'm an author and small publisher committed to changing the world for the better through inclusive stories and practices. And I am jumping on today to continue the self-published author series where I go over how to write, publish, and start selling your book in a year. And this is because most authors take 2 to 5 years just to write the first draft. And I don't want you to waste time. I want to be efficient. I'm a productivity nerd. So let's get into it. If you're joining me, please like, comment, share below. Let us know that you're here. And today we're going to continue with your third writing week to make sure that we prioritize the completion of our first drafts. In this planner, in this strategy series, I allot 15 weeks to writing the first draft, as opposed to the 2 to 5 years that it takes people normally. So this is one of those writing weeks that is scheduled specifically for writing that first draft. So if you're interested in the full rundown of what I'm discussing today, check out my comprehensive, almost 300-page self-published author 52-week planner. All the details are at linktr.ee/clairjoyance. And yeah, so welcome to your third writing week of the year. These are intentionally set up to give you a full, uninterrupted week of focus time to support you in prioritizing the completion of your first draft. And I want you to aim for at least 2 hours of writing over this week, either planning, researching, brainstorming, all of the things that you need to do in order to get the words on paper. So that could be 14 hours divided between multiple days. It could be 2 hours a day. It's how you want to do it. So schedule time blocks into your calendar for this and check your word count milestones that you updated in week 20 or episode 20 of this series. By now, you should have around 55% of your word count goal written. So if your goal is 90,000 words for your book, that means you should have around 49,000 words written. If your goal is 40,000 words, then you should have around 22,000 words written. So remember, this is the week to get back on track if you are nowhere near your milestones. It's possible that you may be losing interest in your own book around this point in the year. That's very common. As a creative, your fertile mind may be jumping ahead to your next idea or project and causing your focus to split, to become distracted. This is very common. This is completely normal as well. Sometimes the hardest part of being a creative is finishing an idea to completion. How many of us have partially finished craft or home improvement projects shoved into our closets, never to see the light of day again? We know what that's like, right? Unless there are external influences pushing you to complete it, it can be difficult to maintain the internal motivation needed to finish something. And the best solution that I found for this, whenever I start to get distracted by something shiny and new, is to follow the impulse. That's probably not the answer you were expecting, but the impulse is more than likely going to gnaw at you until you pay attention to it. So I've learned to put the book aside, put the project aside momentarily to attend to the excitable toddler that lives inside my head, because it comes up with ideas every single day. I always say that it's a testament to my restraint that I haven't started dozens of businesses over the years, because I think of business ideas every single week, and if I continued and pursued them all, then I'd just be going nowhere really fast. But in this case, I want you to put the book aside and momentarily attend to that new shiny object, that new shiny idea that's trying to catch your attention right now. Typically, I just need around 2 to 5 hours to fully dive into that new idea in order to get it out of my system. I go down the rabbit hole of researching it, figuring out what it would take to make it happen, and then start giving it a go. Start genuinely putting my attention into this new shiny idea. It's fun, it's novel, it's exciting, but at some point, I start realizing that this idea could potentially consume my entire life if I let it. And then I have to debate with myself whether that is worth it, whether this new idea is worth losing my life to. So I remember the graveyard of abandoned crafts that are sitting, taking up dust in this room right here. And I remember my enthusiasm for my book in the first place. I remember that I started down the author's path for a reason. So after you allow yourself to play in the shiny new sandbox for a little bit, return to your why. This is the why that you declared in your vision and mission statement. This is the why that you identified at the beginning of this series with your hero's journey and your future self exercises. Return to that and remember, why is this particular book so important to you? Why does it matter right now, right here, this year? Review everything you've written and done so far in the series, so far in the planner, if you're using the planner. You haven't gotten this far for nothing, and trust that you'll find your way back to your book. You may just need a bit of a break first, and that's okay. So that's it for today. This is encouraging, it's allowing, I'm trying to help you through the creative process because I'm well intimated with it. It's been around since birth for me. So I understand the creative mind very well, and this is often something that trips people up. So if you're interested in learning more, check out the Self-Published Author 52-Week Planner. All the links are at linktr.ee/clairjoyance. And next time I'll be jumping on to talk about your second self-check-in week. So this is to make sure that we can redirect if things have gone off track, or praise if things are going according to plan. So in the meantime, please remember that you all have extraordinary stories to share, and I'm rooting for you as you use them to change the world for the better. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on Monday.